Hi, this is Jay. Welcome to Bright Ideas. Freud described the personality structures as having three components: the id, the ego, and the superego. For each person, the first to emerge is the id, followed by the ego, and last to develop is the superego. The id. Freud says that a child is born with the id. The id plays a vital role in one's personality because as a baby, it works so that the baby's essential needs are met. The id operates on a pleasure principle. It focuses on immediate gratification or satisfaction of its needs. So, whatever feels good now is what it will pursue with no consideration for the reality, logicality, or practicality of the situation. For example, a baby is hungry. Its id wants food or milk, so the baby will cry. When the child needs to be changed, the id cries. When the child is uncomfortable, in pain, too hot, too cold, or just wants attention, the id speaks up until his or her needs are met. Nothing else matters to the id except the satisfaction of its own needs. It is not oriented towards considering reality, nor the needs of others. Just see how babies cry any time of day and night. Absolutely no regard of whether mommy is tired or daddy is sleeping. When the id wants something, it wants it now, and it wants it fast. The ego. As a baby turns into a toddler and then into a preschooler, he or she relates more with the environment. The ego slowly begins to emerge. The ego operates using the reality principle. It is aware that others also have needs to be met. It is practical because it knows that being impulsive or selfish can result to negative consequences later. So, it reasons and considers the best response to situations. As such, it is the deciding agent of the personality. Although it functions to help the id meet its needs, it always takes into account the reality of the situation. The superego. Near the end of the preschool years or the end of the phallic stage, the superego develops. The superego embodies a person's moral aspect. This develops from what the parents, teachers, and other persons who exert influence impart to be good or moral. The superego is likened to a conscience because it exerts influence on what one considers right and wrong. Freud said that a well-adjusted person is one who has strong ego, who can help satisfy the needs of the id without going against the superego while maintaining the person's sense of what is logical, practical, and real. Of course, it is not easy for the ego to do all that and strike a balance. If the id exerts too much power over the ego, the person becomes too impulsive and pleasure-seeking behavior takes over one's life. On the opposite direction, one may find the superego so strong that the ego is overpowered. The person becomes so harsh and judgmental to himself and others' actions. The person's best effort to be good may still fall short of the superego's expectation. The ability of a learner to be well adjusted is largely influenced by how the learner was brought up. His experiences about how his parents met his needs, the extent to which he was allowed to do the things he wanted to do, and also how he was taught about right and wrong, all figures to the type of personality and consequent adjustment that a person will make. Freud believed that the personality of an individual is formed early during the childhood years.